뜻깊은 곳에서 함께 할 수 있게 돼서 영광입니다.
Lovely viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that will make your heart skip a beat and your eyes glisten with emotion. The ever-charming and beloved Korean superstar Lee Min-ho once again stole the spotlight. Not just with his looks, not just with his talent, but with words so powerful and heartfelt that they left the entire hall in stunned silence. Yes, lovely viewers, during the recent Korean Culture and Art Awards, Lee Min-ho took the stage and called song Hye Kyo, My God's Gift. Can you imagine that? The audience gasped, the cameras flashed, and social media practically exploded within minutes. What was meant to be an elegant awards night suddenly became one of the most unforgettable love-filled moments in K-entertainment history. Let's set the scene for you, lovely viewers. The night was grand, the atmosphere dazzling. Korea's finest stars filled the hall, dressed in their most glamorous outfits, smiles all around, and flashes from every direction. The air was thick with excitement, but also with elegance, the kind of energy only a night celebrating art and culture could bring. Then, the moment everyone had been waiting for arrived. The announcer's voice echoed across the hall. This year's Excellence in Acting Award goes to Lee Min-ho. The entire room erupted into applause. You could feel the love radiating from fans and colleagues alike. Lee Min-ho, dressed in a sleek black suit that shimmered slightly under the golden stage lights, rose to his feet with that signature calm smile. As he made his way to the stage, the cameras caught a quick glimpse of Song Hye Kyo, sitting gracefully in the front row, her hands clasped, her eyes filled with unmistakable pride. That small, knowing smile she gave him was enough to make hearts flutter everywhere. When he finally took the microphone, the audience fell completely silent. You could almost hear a pin drop. Lee Min-ho started by expressing his gratitude to his fans, his management, and his fellow actors. His voice was steady and humble, the perfect image of grace. But then his tone softened. He looked briefly toward Song Hye Kyo, paused for a moment, and smiled, one of those gentle smiles that hold 1,000 emotions. And then he said it. Lastly, I want to thank someone very special to me, someone who is truly my God's gift. Lovely viewers, the room froze. Gasps filled the air, followed by a wave of soft murmurs. People looked toward Song Hye Kyo, whose cheeks instantly flushed a beautiful shade of pink. You could see her trying to maintain composure, but the glow on her face gave everything away. Lee Min-ho continued. She has been my biggest inspiration, my calm in every storm, and my reason to smile every single day. Thank you, Hye Kyo. His voice trembled ever so slightly on her name, and that was it. The crowd couldn't contain themselves anymore. Applause roared through the hall, and some even stood up, clapping and cheering. Social media instantly exploded. Within minutes, #MyGodsGift and #Lee Min-ho Song Hye Kyo were trending worldwide. Fans couldn't stop talking about how deeply emotional the moment was. One fan tweeted, "He just confessed his love to the world in the most poetic way possible," while another wrote, "Lee Min-ho calling Song Hye Kyo his God's gift is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard." The internet was filled with crying emojis, heart symbols, and endless clips of the exact moment he said those magical words. Lovely viewers, what makes this even more special is the genuine emotion behind it. You could see in his eyes that this wasn't a scripted moment or a publicity stunt. It came straight from the heart. Those few words carried years of shared experiences, quiet moments, and mutual love that fans have long admired. And as he finished his speech, Lee Min-ho bowed deeply, holding the trophy close to his chest. But before walking off stage, he turned slightly toward Song Hye Kyo once more, smiled, and mouthed a simple, "Thank you." The cameras caught it, and that tiny gesture sent fans into a frenzy of emotions. Song Hye Kyo, ever graceful and composed, stood and clapped for him, her eyes sparkling. Those who were seated near her said she looked both proud and emotional, dabbing the corner of her eye subtly as she smiled. It was the kind of pure, unfiltered moment that reminded everyone why people fall in love with love itself. After the show, several guests who attended the event shared online that the couple exchanged a warm hug backstage, and witnesses described it as heart-melting. Lovely viewers, that wasn't the end of the magic. When Lee Min-ho spoke to the media afterward, one reporter gently asked him about the emotional speech. He smiled, adjusted his jacket and said, "When someone changes your life in ways words can't fully describe, you don't hide it, you honor it." And when asked why he chose those specific words, "My God's gift," he replied, "because she came into my life exactly when I needed strength, peace and faith the most. I believe God sent her to me." Those words alone were enough to make even the reporters blush and sigh. Fans around the world were moved beyond belief. Many said it was the most romantic thing they'd seen in years. And if that wasn't enough, Hye Kyo herself later made a subtle but powerful response on social media. She posted a serene photo of the night sky with the caption, "Every gift from above deserves gratitude." Lovely viewers, can you imagine the emotions that ran through fans' hearts when they saw that? It was like a silent acknowledgement, a soft "I love you too" whispered through the stars. In the days following the awards, articles flooded Korean and international entertainment sites. Headlines like "Lee Min-ho's love confession melts hearts worldwide" and "Hye Kyo becomes Lee Min-ho's muse" were everywhere. Commentators called it the most iconic public display of affection in K-entertainment history. Some even compared it to the legendary love declarations of old Hollywood. Behind the scenes, more touching details began to emerge. A staff member from the event shared that before going on stage, Lee Min-ho was visibly emotional. He reportedly said to one of his team members, "Tonight isn't just about me. It's about thanking the person who makes me want to be better every day." He even kept glancing at Hye Kyo's seat as the categories were announced, smiling every time their eyes met. Can you feel the romance, lovely viewers? It was like watching a movie scene play out in real life. Only this time it was all real. The following morning, the internet still couldn't calm down. Fan pages, edits, and tribute videos filled every platform. Some combined clips of the award moment with romantic soundtracks, creating emotional montages that fans replayed endlessly. Others pointed out that Lee Min-ho had previously hinted at his feelings during interviews when he mentioned how true love feels like peace, not chaos. Many believe that was already a quiet nod to Hye Kyo. But what made everything even sweeter was what happened a few days later. Paparazzi photos surfaced showing Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo leaving a quiet dinner together. They didn't try to hide. They simply walked side by side, holding hands, smiling softly, looking at ease. It wasn't for show, it was real. Fans described it as the calm after the storm of emotion. Their chemistry was undeniable, and their connection stronger than ever. You could almost feel the lingering warmth of his words echoing across every heart in the room. "My God's gift," he had said. A phrase so powerful and sincere that it became more than just a moment. It became a memory, a feeling, and a message that fans would never forget. As the applause slowly faded, people exchanged knowing looks, and cameras tried to capture every angle of Hye Kyo's glowing expression. Her reaction said everything. There was no need for words. Her eyes alone spoke volumes of gratitude, love, and pride. Lovely viewers, that brief moment was like watching a scene straight out of a romantic drama, except this time it wasn't scripted. It was real. As the evening went on, whispers filled the air. Attendees, celebrities, and journalists couldn't stop talking about what they had just witnessed. Some said it was the most genuine public declaration of love they'd ever seen, while others claimed it was the highlight of the entire event. On social media, within minutes, hashtags like #MyGodsGift, #LeeMinho Hye Kyo, and #Korean Culture Awards began trending across Korea and internationally. Fans from all around the world flooded the internet with admiration, calling it the moment love met art. What made it even more captivating, lovely viewers, was that this wasn't just about celebrity affection. It felt like a divine acknowledgement of something pure and rare. Lee Min-ho's career has always been marked by passion and excellence, but this particular night revealed the side of him that fans had always hoped to see. The man behind the fame, the lover behind the legend. His voice carried gratitude, reverence, and a touch of poetry, something only love could inspire. After the ceremony, Cameras captured Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo sharing a quiet smile backstage. He leaned close, whispered something that made her laugh softly, and for a split second, the world around them seemed to blur. Fans who caught that precious moment described it as movie magic in real life. Even the staff around them couldn't hide their smiles. One of the event coordinators later revealed that Lee Min-ho had insisted on rehearsing his speech multiple times. Not because he wanted it perfect, but because he wanted it to feel genuine when he said those words. He was nervous, the staff member shared. He kept saying he wanted to make sure she felt appreciated. Lovely viewers, doesn't that just melt your heart? Even a superstar like Lee Min-ho, adored by millions, stood on that stage not as an actor or a public figure, but as a man deeply in love. It's the kind of sincerity that makes people believe in romance again. Meanwhile, the media couldn't get enough of the couple. The next morning, headlines flooded every major Korean outlet. Lee Min-ho calls Song Hye Kyo his God's gift, read one. Another boldly declared, Lee Min-ho turns Korean Culture Awards into love confession night. Talk shows replayed the clip over and over, and even veteran entertainers commented on how refreshing it was to see such raw, heartfelt emotion in a public setting. Some said it reminded them of the old days when love wasn't hidden behind fame, when emotions were celebrated, not concealed. Song Hye Kyo, ever graceful, maintained her poise amid all the attention. But when she finally posted on social media later that evening, the internet nearly broke. Her caption was short but deeply meaningful. It read, "Every blessing comes with a story, and mine started with you." Lovely viewers, those words were enough to send everyone into tears. Fans interpreted it as a response to Lee Min-ho's on-stage declaration, a silent yet powerful acknowledgement of his love. Within hours, her post hit millions of likes and thousands of comments filled with heart emojis and well wishes. And just when you thought the night couldn't get any more magical, new details emerged that made the story even sweeter. Sources close to the couple revealed that before the event, Lee Min-ho had personally chosen the words, "my God's gift," because of a private conversation they once had early in their relationship. During a quiet dinner, Song Hye Kyo had told him, "When love feels right, it feels like a gift from above." That line stayed with him, becoming the heart of his speech, a phrase that summed up everything he felt for her. Isn't that just beautiful, lovely viewers? It's as if their love story had been written in the stars long before they ever stood on that stage. In the following days, fans from around the globe organized virtual celebrations, creating art, videos, and digital posters celebrating the "My God's Gift" moment. One fan page even compiled a short tribute video showing the couple's most heartwarming moments together, ending it with a now iconic line from the award night. People from countries like Japan, Indonesia, Brazil, Nigeria, and the Philippines shared how the couple's love had inspired them to believe in faith, patience, and the kind of connection that feels destined. Lovely viewers, the emotional ripple of that night continued to grow. Lee Min-ho's management team later confirmed that he had received countless messages of congratulations, not only for his award but for the touching sincerity of his speech. Even senior figures in the entertainment industry praised him for his courage and humility. One director commented, "It takes more strength to express love openly than to hide it." What Lee Min-ho did was remind us that vulnerability is not weakness, it's art. Song Hye Kyo, too, was asked about the moment during an interview with a beauty brand shortly after. With her trademark soft smile, she said, "When someone calls you a gift, it makes you want to live your life in a way that proves them right." Those words left everyone speechless once again. It showed that she understood the weight of his declaration and cherished it deeply. Fans couldn't help but gush over how perfectly matched they were. Two stars grounded by love and mutual respect, shining brighter together than ever before. But perhaps the most touching detail of all came a few weeks later when a behind-the-scenes video from the award ceremony surfaced online. It showed Lee Min-ho holding Song Hye Kyo's hand just before walking on stage, whispering, "No matter what happens tonight, this is for us." The look she gave him in return, filled with warmth and quiet strength, captured everything words couldn't. It was love in its purest, simplest form. Lovely viewers, as the world continues to talk about that iconic My God's Gift declaration, one thing remains clear. Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo have become more than just a celebrity couple. They've become symbols of sincerity, grace, and the kind of love that transcends fame. Their story reminds us that when love is genuine, it doesn't need to hide. It shines effortlessly, even under the brightest spotlight. So, my dear viewers, what did you feel when you heard those words? Could you sense the depth of emotion behind his voice? Do you believe that when someone calls another their God's gift, it's a reflection of the purest kind of devotion? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this moment, this unforgettable night, isn't just about Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo. It's about celebrating love in its truest form. Even weeks later, the energy from that night still lingered in people's hearts. Everywhere you turned, conversations, social media posts, and fan discussions were still filled with awe over Lee Min-ho's simple but soul-stirring declaration. My God's gift. It wasn't just a phrase anymore. It had become a phenomenon. A phrase that carried warmth, meaning, and deep affection, not only for Hye Kyo but for the love they share. Lovely viewers, you could almost feel how the world seemed to move slower for them after that moment. The cameras might have captured their smiles, but only their hearts knew the depth behind them. After the award night, reports surfaced that Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo took a quiet break from the spotlight. They were spotted leaving Seoul together a few days later, heading to Jeju Island for what sources described as a short retreat away from noise. Fans who caught a glimpse of them at the airport described them as peaceful and radiant. No bodyguards, no grand entrances, just two souls walking side by side, smiling softly, sharing glances that said more than any interview could. On Jeju Island, they stayed at a private villa overlooking the ocean. Locals later revealed that the couple was often seen during sunset walks by the beach, holding hands and laughing gently. One witness described it perfectly. They looked like they weren't actors anymore, just two people in love, grateful for the little things, the sound of waves, the breeze, and each other. Lovely viewers, can you picture that? The golden glow of the setting sun wrapping around them, their laughter blending with the ocean's song. It's the kind of scene that makes you believe love really is divine. During that quiet time, Lee Min-ho was said to have written a letter for Hye Kyo, a tradition he started years ago whenever he wanted to express something deeper than words could capture in person. A close friend shared that the letter was full of gratitude, and in it, he described her as the calm that steadies my storm. That line alone melted fans' hearts when it eventually leaked online weeks later. It wasn't planned, of course, but the moment it spread, fans couldn't stop talking about how poetic and sincere it sounded. The calm that steadies my storm trended worldwide on Twitter, reminding everyone of how soft and intentional Lee Min-ho's love truly is. Lovely viewers, what made that line even more special was how Hye Kyo subtly responded to it without saying a word. A few days after the leak, she posted a serene photo of an ocean horizon with the caption, "Peace is being with the one who understands your silence." Fans immediately connected the dots. That was her quiet way of saying, "I hear you. I feel the same." That exchange, though indirect, became one of the most emotional online moments of the year. It showed that their love doesn't need grand displays to be felt. It lives in the details, in the unspoken, in the soul. When the couple returned from Jeju Island, something in them had changed. Not drastically, but beautifully. At a promotional event shortly after, Lee Min-ho appeared glowing, his smile deeper, his energy softer. When asked about how he felt after the awards, he chuckled and said, "I'm still learning how to express gratitude properly. But sometimes words just come from the heart." Fans could tell he was talking about that unforgettable night. Every sentence he spoke after that carried the same tenderness, the same humility, as though love had reshaped his very being. Hye Kyo too seemed more luminous than ever. She attended a charity gala a week later, and when reporters asked her about Lee Min-ho's "My God's Gift" statement, she smiled shyly and said, "Some gifts remind you of how precious life can be. I'm thankful every day." Lovely viewers, that gentle confession once again set the internet ablaze. She didn't have to say his name. Everyone knew. Her tone, her eyes, her slight blush, they said everything.